Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again, very early in the morning this morning. It's only 8 o'clock, but I've just had my breakfast and I'm busy sorting out. I thought I'll have a look at this little pattern, but before I mention anything about that, I have only just noticed that I am just past 7,000 subscribers actually. You know, I think I've been that busy and that never really noticed till I noticed a comment from one of my subscribers congratulating me on the 7,000 subscribers. And I thought I could have had a video a few days ago for this. I didn't even realise I was on the 7,000 until I read that comment. So I would just like to thank everybody, all my old subscribers and all my new subscribers. And I hope many more keep on subscribing to me and get me to 8,000. But this pattern here, it took me a little while to get this. This is the back and the two fronts of 20 inch. This is the third one for the PDF. When I finish this one, I'll be writing it up. I can start writing it up now because I've worked out how many stitches I need for the back and the front and how to work the pattern, because I have to work out. With this pattern here, it's a multiple of 8 stitches in the actual pattern. But when I started with either 1, 2 or 3 knit stitches for to get the pattern right all the way across, because you have to end with the same number of stitches, knit 3 stitches at the end. Well, the multiples of 3 on the first row, multiples of 8 on the first row, this one I only had to knit 2 to get the pattern right all the way across. So for the number of stitches, because I have to, by the 20 inch, I wanted to measure around about 22, so I have to multiply that 8, you know, work out how many stitches I need for a 22, and then divide it by those 8 stitches and work out exactly where I have to put them across the whole thing. So this I started off with knit 2, the first row. There's actually only 2 rows to the pattern, but the first row was knit 2. Then it's knit 2 together, wool forward, knit 2, wool forward, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, and knit 2. So there's 8. That's the 8 stitches in the pattern. Now I started off with 2 stitches, knit 2, but when I get to the end, I don't knit any stitches. I go straight onto the knit 1, purl 1, the moss stitch, because the last 2 stitches of the 8 stitches for the pattern are actually knit 2. So you have to work things out, like I say, in multiples of 8, but the 2 last stitches is in that multiple, so I had to work that out first, how to get the thing. And this pattern here, it's not complicated, but if you're doing it like this, where you've got all these stitches, if you're doing a straight needle, they're all bunched up together like this on the needle. And if you make a mistake, it's hard to see. So I found, because I was doing it on straight needles at first, and I kept making mistakes in it. And I think the first time I did this, I think I must have pulled it out about 5 times to get the pattern right. And then I thought I'd put it on the circulars like this, because you can spread it out. And every so many stitches I was checking to see that I had the stitch in the right place. So it's much easier doing it on circulars. I have to go into straight needles once I get past the, well, I'll probably stay on the circulars for the whole part up to the armholes, I think, when I start separating the pieces for the armhole. But with this kind of pattern like this, it is easier. Now when you come to do the second row of the pattern, that makes it easier again, because you can see how the pattern's forming, and that's why I'm using circulars on this one. It's much easier. And I'm going to have my cup of tea. This is my cup of tea for my breakfast. I don't want it to get cold. But I usually go to my granddaughter's on a Sunday, but they are away camping this weekend, so I'll not be going today. So I was going to go out and do something in my garden. It's starting to look a little bit better, but the weather forecast, oh, where's my phone? Not very good for today. We had about 20 degrees yesterday. It was a lovely day yesterday, and I got quite a bit of gardening done. I pulled a lot of weeds, done a lot of talking to the girl next door, mind, and but I think that helped so I wasn't actually working all the time, because I just keep stopping and we're having a little bit chatting, and I pulled a lot of weeds because I'm working on the front garden first, because my back garden is in a state too, but my front garden, because people say that, so I want that tidied first. So I'm pulling all the weeds out between my fence and the girl next door's. On that fence along there was a lot of weeds in it. So I was pulling all those weeds out, and then I started digging that after I got as much as I could out, and I'm trying to see if there are some primroses that have died down, and I'm trying to save those because I don't want to dig them out. So I've been digging around them, and then I'm going to dig them out when I get finished what I'm doing, to dig the border right up to the hedge. I'm going to take those primroses out. They probably want separating anyway. Put them into some pots until I get it dug over properly, and put some compost in the soil and that, and then I'll put them back in again. But that's be okay. I'll just leave them in pots for the flowers in pots for a while, because it was so overgrown with weeds and that, because I didn't do a lot last year, and I think I've dug 1 or 2 daffodil bulbs out as well. I'm going to have to sort those out. But it was such a lovely day yesterday. Nice and warm, lovely and warm and that, and it was about 20 degrees. I'm looking at my phone today, and it was very dull and dark this morning when I got up. And it's got black clouds all day practically, till about the middle of the afternoon, and we've got 11 degrees today. Can't believe how the temperature can drop. That's nearly 10 degrees it's dropped from one day to the next, and it's that again all day. Let me show you on my phone here, you can see it. That's my weather today. I think it's going to be a little bit better tomorrow. It's getting up to 15 degrees tomorrow, with a little bit sunshine, quite a bit of sunshine actually. So that'll be a lot better. But I do like it to be nice and warm when I'm working in my garden. So, and then the temperature after that, we're having a couple of nice days, and then the temperature's dropping again. I have a 5-day thing on my phone. It shows me what the temperature is for the I think we get 4 seasons in 1 week in this country. But anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of this, and like I'm saying, I'll take out the my PDF maker, the things that I write the PDFs on my computer, and I'll start writing this down as far as I've got up to here, write the pattern rows. I only have 1 more row to do of the pattern, and then I'll be on to the moss stitch, and then it's just plain knitting from there. So I can start the PDF, start writing it out, because I have all the instructions written down in my book for the other 2, the 18 and the 16 inch that I did. I'll put that down and I'll show you. I have 2, that's the 16 inch one, which you've seen before because I've done it. That one down. And that's the 18 inch one. I finished that one. I stitched that one up yesterday after I had finished in the garden, and that I'd just finished what I had to do, and I stitched it up. And this one, anyone that's making it, if the maybe's only want to make it like a matinee jacket, you know, you don't need to put buttons all the way down, you just maybe's the top 2 buttons, that's all. If you want to make it like a little matinee jacket instead of a cardigan. That's the way a lot of little matinee jackets are. They're just like a couple of buttons up the top, and the rest is just all open. But I don't know where these will be to sell when I get them sorted. I'm going to wait until I finish the whole 3. But I can't put anything up on my eBay shop at the moment. I don't know when they're going to lift the selling thing, but I thought it was just for the listings. That is putting something up to sell. But apparently it looks like I can't sell anything either until, I don't know whether it's a new month that starts, but they did up my selling limit a little while ago, because I could only sell 100 things at one time. But until I started doing the knitting patterns, I wasn't getting anywhere near 100 things. That's in a month. I wasn't getting anywhere near that. But since I started selling the knitting patterns, that's up my number that I'm selling, and they upped it to 180. But that's as much as I can sell, and I don't know whether I have to wait until the 1st of every month, and now they renew that way I can sell 180 again. I don't know how that works, because I saw something when they updated it to 180. They had something about the 19th of May. So I don't know whether I've got to wait until the 19th or the 20th of June before they let me start selling things again. I don't know. So it's really annoying. So I have put those 5 patterns up on Etsy. I've had plenty of views on them, but there's been no sales on Etsy because a lot of people don't know, you know, probably that I have a shop on Etsy, because I haven't had anything on it for a long time. I do get a lot of views on it, but it must just be people looking to see if I am selling anything on it. But I have had views on it, but they may be looking for cardigans, not knitting patterns. But anyway, if anyone wants one of my 5, I have 5 knitting patterns. If they want one of those knitting patterns, you'll have to look on Etsy. I've put 2 of each up on Etsy at the moment. If you look on Etsy, which the link is on, if you look on the on a computer, if you look on the top where my name is, Sheila's Knitting Tips, where the name is, underneath there are links to my Etsy, eBay, PayPal and my other channel. But if you're using a mobile or a tablet, you have to go into the description part of the video and find the links are there. They're in a different place on there. So that is if anyone wants to look on Etsy for the patterns, if they want to buy a pattern. But if anyone wants to contact me by email and pay by PayPal, I only charge £2 that way, because I don't have any anybody else to pay, you know, like eBay or anything like that. I only charge £2. So if anyone wants to buy them that way, send me an email and put £2 and only £2 into my PayPal account. You don't need to pay any extra. Just put the £2 into PayPal and send me your name and address through the email and what patterns you want, and I'll send them out that way. Because it looks like, I hope I'm not going to have trouble like this with eBay all the time, because as I'm putting more and more patterns, I mean, this is one that'll be ready soon. I have another one that I'm busy doing actually. I've got it in the bag here. This one here, this is the double moss stitch one that I've only got to finish this size and do another size, and I'll be able to put another PDF up for that, and I'll be sorting out a lot of other ones. And well, the more patterns I'm going to have, the more people, you know, that want them could be going to buy, and it's going to put my selling thing up again on eBay. So I don't know what's going to happen, if they're only going to allow me to sell that many in a month. But maybe I'd have to try to find some way of making my own website, I think, for to sell things like that. It's the only thing I can think of, because eBay are just restricting you, and they do mention things that to help you to sell things, if you put tracking on. That's the same with Etsy. But on that selling a knitting pattern for £2.50, I have to pay 75 pence postage, 5 pence for the envelope, and then what it costs me for the ink and the paper. And then if I was to put tracking on that as well, I'd get nothing. So I just do not use tracking, and I'm not going to charge people another, I think it's well over £1 to put tracking on. That's I would have to add at least another £1 to the price of the pattern because of that. Because that's the trouble I had with Etsy, because I wasn't putting tracking on my parcels. I did on one or two if they were like a larger amount, but not for little small things where it's not worth it, you know. But anyway, I'm going to finish my cup of tea, and actually the sun is starting to get out, so I might get out and do a little bit in my garden today. But the more I get out in my garden, the more my body gets used to the work, so the more I do it, the longer I can actually work when I do it. And there's such a lot of mess in my back garden, I need quite a long time to do what I've got to do. So anyway, that's my little early bit today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.